Who is better at communication, men or women?
Women. Women, for sure.
If men are worse at communication, why do so many women expect men to read their body language rather than just be direct?
Oh my God. I don't know.
Are men expected to be mind readers?
Yes.
Is there a difference between what women say that they want in a relationship and what they actually respond to?
Absolutely.
If so, how are women better at communication?
We're not.
But you just said that they were.
I lied.
Welcome back. It is a new day. We thank the good Lord it's a new day. Thank God it is a new day. So good to see you again. Thanks for stopping by. It's me again, WJ. We got something interesting. We're laughing already. That's a good sign. Well, the focus of the topic today, ain't no way that's true. Ain't no way that's true. Who are the better communicators? Is it women or is it men? I have my own thoughts. I will reveal later on what I think. But we're going to go through a series of videos trying to answer this question and determine who's better. Let me just reveal this. I'm not so much concerned about who's better, but my focus is more on actually really understanding each other. Because at the end of the day, men and women are different. We have different communication styles. And what's important is we can both understand where we're coming from. And that's the icing on the cake. That's what's most important. But take a look at this.
A lot of men feel like in the relationship specifically that we don't have a space to communicate what it is that we don't like or what it is that you're doing wrong, per se. You understand? Like, women pride themselves on being great communicators, but I disagree with that. I think women are great at expressing themselves, but they are horrible at listening. Especially when they are the problem that the man is bringing to them. A woman will listen to you all day long when you're talking about issues you're having at work, issues you're having with the guys, issues you have just in your social life. But when you get to telling her what it is that she needs to improve, all of a sudden that flow of information is not as clean. It's not as smooth. It's hurdles there. It's interruptions there. It's cutting you off here because I don't like what you're saying about me, regardless of whether or not it's true or not.
Women are not mind readers. And a lot of times, men will wait until it gets to a breaking point, and then now they got a whole rap sheet of things that we're not doing right, or you're not creating a safe space, this, that, and the third. But before that, the way you coped with all these issues you speak of, being outside, what's happening in that phone? Like, let's talk about that. You start dealing with it there, and then when we get to the nitty-gritty, oh well, you just don't create a safe space for me to heal and be open with you. Like, let's be 100% honest. If you led with that, you might get a lot further with women, and they might be able to create a safe space because they can actually identify what it is that you're struggling with. But again, to my first point, men were not conditioned to be open and to be able to verbalize what their issues are, what they're struggling with, what their tendencies are, what their trauma is, what their past was. They'll give you a surface level summary and then expect you to figure out the rest and then be mad when their needs aren't being met.
Wow. I think there's a whole lot going on in that communication. And I can see where there could be discrepancies or arguments as well, because I think he's looking at it from a different angle than she is. Hence, men and women are different. One thing he says women are not better communicators. They're better at expressing themselves. That could be true. And she's saying, well, let's start with making sure I don't have any issues with your phone. I don't have any issues with where you're going, where you at. And then communication will be better. What I see between these two conversations, he's not able to express himself or communicate to the woman because there's some lack of openness here. Let's start with that. Let's learn to be open. If we're open with each other, no secrets from both sides, the man and the woman. And let's try to understand and practice listening to each other. I will never forget when an older person, he was stating the obvious, but he brought it back to light in the context of what was going on when he says, there is a reason God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. Go figure. Exactly. Right? We want to do more listening than talking. And I think a lot of us, both men and women, we do a lot more talking. And then what happens is when one tends to overpower the other one rescinds, doesn't say anything until it gets to a breaking point. I think we just have to do a better job of trying to understand each other. What do we need? And let's be easy on each other. I can't communicate. I can't talk to you. I can't express what's really going on, especially when I have some suggestions on what I think I need you to change. Then we get defensive. You want to talk over them. We don't want to listen. We can't do that. We've got to be a lot more mature, trying to practice more of listening. And I think if both parties are listening to each other, when we're having conversation, I think it will help us out a whole lot. And most of us who's a better communicator will not be so much of the center of focus, but more so, are you getting what you need from the man and the woman? Because I think both have needs. And the only way we can let each other know is to communicate. And the only way we can communicate right is to listen to one another when we are communicating. Well, I want you to see this next video, because I know the whole notion typically is men don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to express themselves. Men are just there. I want you to see the question that was asked by a woman to a man and watch how the man expresses and answers the question. And the key thing for me was the environment the lady created for the man. That is so important. You create the right environment for the man, things will happen. Good things. You create the right environment for the woman, good things will happen. So take a look at this.
Why do you love me? That's a simple question.
It is a simple question, but it ain't a simple answer.
Wow.
Because of how you love me. It's a very
God.
It's a very spiritual love. I've been through a lot, and you never see me for what I've been through. You know, you see me for the best that I give to the world and I give to my family. And when everything starts to weigh on me, you kind of, you know, you breathe life back into me. That's why I love you. I love you because you're you. I love you because you're you to me. You know, I just love you because you're a gift that I get to experience in this life until I don't anymore, until I meet you again. And I'm the woman and you're the man.
Don't do that.
You know, so.
Wow. So beautiful.
That's why I love you. It's this thing was, it's God engineering. So, it's perfect.
Oh, babe.
Y'all gonna make me cry.
I'm about to start crying myself.
I'm gonna cut and just stay.
Wow. Now tell me, let's be real for a second. Can anybody tell this woman we're looking at right here, can anybody tell her that women are better communicators than men? In her opinion, the answer is no. Men, because that's her experience. Men are better. Her man is better. So to her, men are certainly better communicators. Now, I think it's really only fair that we're just realistic. I don't think anyone is a better communicator. We just have different styles. And what I think we need to do better on, all of us, is to better understand our spouses, our partner, the person we're in a relationship with, of the opposite gender. because the reality is men and women are different. We're built differently. You know, you hear the saying, men will marry a woman expecting her not to change. A woman will marry a man expecting to change him. So, the moral of the story for me, I don't believe there's a better communicator. We just have different styles. And your job, my job, is to understand the style of the person I'm with. If it requires having a sit-down session to hone in on something, then we got to have that. If it requires texting each other, setting up a time, an appointment where we want to meet to talk about something serious, then we do that. If it requires being on the phone multiple times, we do that. You just have to understand the style of the person you're with. Ain't no way that's true. I do not believe women or men are better communicators. Some people talk more than others. Talking less doesn't mean you're lesser than or is a worse communicator. Some people just don't say a whole lot, but the little they say has a lot of weight. Some may talk a lot, but when you strip it all down, it's all fluffs. Ain't nothing to it. I'd like to know. We'd like to know. Please put in the comment section below what you think. Who is or who are the better communicators? Is it men or is it women? Or if you are totally indifferent, just like myself, where I stand in the middle, I don't think any is better. We're just different people and we communicate differently. And we just have to understand. And as soon as we can understand how our spouse communicates, how they listen, I think we've won a whole lot of the battle. It falls on both men and women at the end of the day. Well, we'd like to wrap this up right here, but we'd like to know what you think. So please drop in the comment section below. I'll be coming back with more pieces. You know how we like to close it out. But hey, before we go, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll be coming back with more pieces. We always like to remind ourselves that we always remember we've got one life with many seasons. So let's make the best of it. God bless you, and I'll see you soon. You take care now. Bye for now.